Hi, everyone. My name is Marisha, and I am a certified professional coach. I enjoy talking about purpose. I enjoy talking about the meaning behind what we do and why we do what we do. I love talking about the aim and the intention and why is it that I'm showing up in this space? What is needed for me in this space and how if I'm not exactly where I want to be, how am I doing the things that are in my day to day that I do have hold of? How can I use that to add meaning? How can I use that to grow in the space where I'm at now? It is the thing behind the thing, it's just all about the psychology behind it. And I enjoy talking about the psychology behind the things that I do every single day. Let's talk about really quickly how did I get here? So, honestly, with coaching, I ran into, a friend, we caught up and, he asked me if I was a life coach. And I tell this story all the time because it is so life changing. I'm so grateful that I went down this path, this journey to do coaching because I always loved helping people and serving. I always said I wanted to help people. That's what I wanted to do. I never knew what that looked like. And back then, I just wasn't so aware to where it wasn't like, me overthinking it. I just said it and it just went about life, right? I was like, I want to help people. I just don't know how. But I never let that get to me because I wasn't as self aware as I am today, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So, I just like, said it, kept it moving. And now it's just such great help. When he asked me this, I was just automatically posting things positive, things that will help me. I just posted on my social media and I'm like, well, I'm sharing it with others and hopefully it will add some peace or some happiness or it will help someone in their development stage and their growth. Um, it would help them to be better and do better, whatever, hopefully it just helps somebody. That's all I thought. And as I started to do more of that, it started to help me. And I'm like, I have a purpose behind this thing that I'm doing. Um, just like, when people would, say things like, oh man, thank you. This really resonated with me. Thank you for sharing. It's great. And it's complete strangers. So when I would hear that and I would see that, it was like, wow, I really have a purpose in what I am doing and helping others. So I'm grateful for that. And so it led me to do research, excuse me, on coaching. And I'm so glad I did it because I'm done with coaching. I just wrapped up with every single, project I needed to do. And I'm working on the next thing. And I'm so excited. I'm so grateful because, man, I feel like this is what I have been called to do. Okay, doing coaching and showing up for people is not easy. I don't just get out of bed and just show up for people. I got to do the work behind the scenes. Okay, so what does that look like? Right? And again, we'll talk about because I mentioned earlier before about seasons. So we'll get there, but I will say I always go to the source, which is God. God is the source for me. There is no one above him. I don't go to anybody else. I don't look left or right. I look up and I ask for guidance in every single thing that I do. So that's where I get all of my info, right? From. And he puts people in our places, he puts people in front of us. But you got to be aware to understand and know who those people are. You know what I mean? Um, and again, we'll get into that a little later. But I just want to say if you have a goal, know that you got to do the work behind the goal. You just don't get it and then you're just getting lazy on yourself. If you are doing the work that you're doing, if you know this is your purpose, find purpose as in meaning in your everyday life to help you hone that craft, to perfect that craft. And so every day I'm intentional about doing my yoga, taking time for me because I know I'm going to see different people, and connect with them. And I want to be all in when I do that. I want to be fully in tune. The best thing you could do for people is listen to people. They want to feel seen. Let them know that they are seen, that they are heard, okay, that they are valued and that they are respected. And if with that being said, again, you cannot do that without showing up for you. You got to serve you. Okay. You cannot make an impact in no one's life until you've made the impact in your life. Okay. Getting yourself the things you need, finding hobbies that helps you be a better person, but also helps you to have fun. Let your hair down. Don't be so serious. Like, do things that makes you you, that makes you whole. Okay. um and finding and getting immersed in things that will help you in your craft. So, like, I love reading books. I love being open and receiving. And so I love also to just understanding why people think the way they think. It's really it's funny to me. I get so intrigued. And so I guess that helps me to not take things personally when I do, talk to people. What is it that you do and why do you do the things that you do? What is the intention, right? And how are you showing up? This is what this whole channel is going to be about. Mental health, positive growth, and love, purpose, and spirituality. Okay. Because a lot of our spiritual journey is in our purpose. And I can't talk about my purpose without talking about what God has done for me and what He has put in place for me to do my job, to do what He has called me to do. Okay. So I want to ask this first question, and this is going to be the first episode, all right? So the first question is, who are you? Right? So with that being said, who are you? Who are you? Right? I had to ask this the same question to myself. When I first started to even post on social media, I had to ask myself a question then, but that was a couple of years ago. And I had to continue to ask myself, who am I? Because your mind changes. If you are about growth, your mind is going to change constantly. The things you do is going to change. How you look at it is going to change. And you want to maybe move to something different, it's going to change as you continue to grow. That's also too how you find your purpose. If you are not aware of what your purpose is, dabble into different things, try different things, different side hustles, different groups, learn different things. You never know where it will stick for you. And so to just not do anything, it won't help, right? But if you dibble and dabble in different things, you will find your purpose. You will find what feels good to you. You will find what aligns. You will feel it. You know what I mean? You will feel it. And a lot of times, God places people in our lives and show us and tell us who we are and what they see us doing. And sometimes, you can't overlook that. If you are aware of yourself and you can discern different things, don't take that for granted. When people say, like, man, I see you doing this, you will be so great at this. Do not take that for granted. Really, truly be aware when someone comes to you or some people come to you and say that, because you never know what could be, because God could be speaking through those people. So you never know what it could be like. You just got to be aware, pay attention, and discern. Okay. And we can't do any of that if we don't go to God, right? So He will always direct us. Okay. It says, acknowledge me and I will direct thy paths. Okay. Acknowledge me in all thy ways and I will direct thy paths. So please understand that He will do so. And I want to move forward into asking you again, like, who are you? Because this is where the intention comes from. This is how you can set the intention and show up exactly who you want to be. And you, right, can change what is not working. You can determine what's not working right now, what you've been doing. You can show up and see yourself where you are, right? And figure out what you don't want to do anymore, what no longer works, what is no longer serving you anymore. Okay. So you can, adopt, add the things that could possibly be good for you, that could possibly work in your schedule that you can put in, like yoga or walking in the morning, eating healthier and listening to positive podcasts. You want to start reading your Bible in the morning, start journaling more, where I call it brain dump. It's so necessary for me to do that, because sometimes our mind gets so bottled in, and we overthink, and it gets overcrowded. Okay, but okay, you have these things, and if you're not doing it, what do you want to do? What do you see for yourself? I love this question. I love this question. What do I see for myself? I am a visual person, so I love to play in La La Land. And I won't say it's completely La La Land. I'm saying if I can see it, I know I will have it. I'm just not there yet. But what can I do to get there with what I have today? So I want to ask you, who are you? What do you see for yourself? What do you want to do? How do you want to show up for yourself and the people around you? These are essential questions in growth and moving forward in purpose, right? With intention. I think it's so important, and I just really want us to, be our better selves. That's all I care for on this channel, is to grow and grow together. And we all reach, obstacles and things that comes in our place. But it's like, it's so important for us to understand who we are and whose we are, and how we can move forward into that, because it gets easier, but you got to know who you are, right? And it goes to thinking about like affirmations and mantras. I love a good mantra, I love affirmations, and I love self-talk, because self-talk helps us. I listen, I got a friend in me. Okay? I got a friend in me. Okay? And we talk a lot. We talk a lot. And I love talking to myself out and out, right? So like not in my head, but I'm talking out, right? In my own space, so I can understand something. If I don't understand something, or if I'm starting to feel a way after having a conversation, excuse me, after having a conversation with somebody, I am automatically talking out to myself, why do I feel this way? What in the conversation made me think or feel this way towards this person, towards the conversation? Um, and why am I feeling anxious or fearful all of a sudden? It's just checking in with yourself. I think that is so important. And it's a constant thing. That's an everyday thing for me. But I want you to ask yourself who you are, what do you see, what do I want to be, how do I want to show up, how do I want to feel every day. Those are very important. Okay. So I am going to leave you with this question, and I'm going to check in the next video of, how do you feel? Did you feel like you've gotten something out of this video? And we'll move on to the next topic. So have a blessed day. Take care. And yeah, let's savor the purpose. Okay. Let's savor the purpose. Let's taste the goodness of what our purpose does for us, but especially for other people. And I love that, because we're showing up for us. We're creating ourselves and how we want to be, how we want to feel, so we can make an impact on other people. I think that's so beautiful. That's so amazing. And you never know who it is that needs someone like you. So you need to show up. Have a great day. I believe in you. Okay. I believe in you. But what's important is that you believe in yourself. Okay.